Hi everybody, thanks for joining us. Today I want to talk about vertical articulation. You know, if there's anything that will measure the success of a school, it's vertical articulation. If I am a principal and I have a classroom or a building full of every teacher who is teaching directly in alignment with their state standards, 100% aligned, I will have success. But I will never have real growth, student data growth, unless I have good vertical articulation. So I want to share with you an activity that we do as a company that I think is a really great activity you could try in your building. We call it the in and out activity. So we put together, I'm going to say, for example, a second grade, third grade, and fourth grade teachers. And we have the second grade teacher look at the third grade standards, third grade teacher look at the fourth grade standards. And they do what's called an in and out activity. So that third grade teacher tells the second grade teacher, what must students be able to do well when they come in my classroom? That's your in. That creates the out for her. They cannot leave my room unless they can do these things really well. Then we do the same thing for third to fourth. Fourth grade teacher tells the third grade teacher what they must be able to do when they come in my classroom, which creates goals for that teacher going out. Many state standards repeat multiple times through grade levels. Second grade, third grade, fourth grade may have the same standard. Fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade may have the same ELA standard. And there's very little growth between it. But you have to still get clear in vertical articulation. What is it if I'm going to do this standard? What am I doing in fourth grade? What are you going to do in fifth grade? Or what are you going to do in sixth grade? And if not, we're just replicating standards. We're just doing the same thing over and over. So I tell this story all the time. Do you know that studies have proven that by the time a high school boy, especially if he is a black boy, has read Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream, it's countless. They started reading it in elementary. They read it multiple times in elementary. They read it all over middle school. And now we keep introducing it in every history lesson in high school. So I'm going to brace some of you, especially social studies teachers that are watching this. Ready? Dr. Martin Luther King wrote lots of other great things. Lots of other great things. So if you don't have vertical alignment, you're that high school teacher assuming, my gosh, how do you study civil rights and not read Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream? Unless you realize, I already know they did that in seventh grade. So I'm going to introduce other pieces of literature at the same time, utilizing Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream, which is a great speech. Every student should know it, not just because they're black, but every student should understand his passion and what he felt at that time. But I'm going to use that as a platform of a basis of what they already know, and I'm going to build on it. But what we keep doing is regurgitating the same information year after year, and that's why we have disengaged, uninvolved, disruptive kids. Have you ever started to teach something and their eyes glaze over like, oh my gosh? That's why. That's why. Do you know that most students know by elementary school the difference between a subject and a verb? Yet in high school, I know, I taught high school English. We're still teaching them what a subject and a verb is, and I know I could see some of your faces right now. Well, Cathy, I wouldn't teach it if they didn't know what it was. They do know what it is. They know the difference between a subject and a verb. What you get to do at a high school now is assume that to be true and put it to application. And I know some of you watching this video are saying, well, how do you want me to do that when they don't know it? I'm going to move on like they do, because I knew they learned what a subject and a verb was in elementary school. And therefore, I'm going to build upon that learning and force them. They've never had to learn what a subject and a verb is because we just keep regurgitating it to them. And so what we've taught them is you don't really ever have to learn anything. So until you really understand and are making sure that you have vertical articulation, your students remain stagnant at the same growth, and so too will your test scores, and so too will their learning. Vertical articulation is the difference. It's the game changer between a mediocre curriculum and an accelerated curriculum. So I guess my question is, which one do you want? Which one do you want? If you need assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thanks for watching the video, and we look forward to seeing you next time.